You ever run into one of those weird charging issues? Let me show you guys how to use a voltmeter to check voltage drop from the alternator to the battery just to verify the charging circuit is okay. Go ahead and grab your voltmeters, guys. Let's get going. So you've heard about voltage drop, but you've never seen it in action. Let me show you guys how to check voltage drop on a charging system using your standard automotive DVOM. This way you can see a known good pattern and you know what to expect when you get those bad ones in the shop. All right, guys, so before we go out into the car, we want to make sure that we understand what we're actually going to be testing for. Doing a voltage drop test is testing for resistance in a dynamic state. What that means is instead of putting your voltmeter into ohms and isolating the circuit and checking for continuity, you're going to be testing the circuit for resistance using current flowing through the actual circuit. What we're gonna do right now is we're gonna go to the alternator and we're gonna set up from the alternator output to the battery positive. When we do so, we're gonna go ahead and verify that there's no unwanted resistance in the circuit between the alternator and the battery positive. If there is, we're gonna be able to see it with our reading on our DVOM and know for sure that we have a circuit problem, not an alternator or a battery issue. All right, so I wanted to touch that on that real quick. Let's head over to the car. So I went with this Toyota here because it's very easily accessible to the actual alternator. Now, will there come a time where you're gonna run into a car that the alternator is not 100% accessible? Absolutely. Do what you can to be able to access it so you can run this particular test. What I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna take my red lead on my DVOM and I'm going to connect that to the alternator output. If you were taught by an old timer like I was, you'll probably hear that you want to put the red lead to the most highest or positive potential and the black lead to the ground or the most negative potential. And the black lead we're going to connect to the positive side of the battery. I know what you're thinking. Why am I going alternator to positive side of the battery, right? Shouldn't it be alternator to the ground side of the battery? If we were checking for voltage potential, which would be the alternator's output voltage, that would be 100% correct. We would go from the positive side of the alternator to the negative side of the battery. Because we're doing a voltage drop, we need to go from positive to positive or negative to negative. So we're gonna go from the alternator output to the positive side of the battery. This way we're testing the full charging circuit from the alternator to the battery itself. As I mentioned earlier, some of the old timers, like the ones like my mentor, would say that with an analog meter, your red lead goes to the most positive potential and your black lead goes to the most negative potential. That still remains kind of true today. However, with digital multimeters, if you flip the leads, not a big deal. You're just gonna get a negative reading. Now, you might be wondering, why didn't I go red lead to the battery and black lead to the alternator? When the alternator turns on, it's going to have the highest potential. Right now that we're on the battery is the highest potential point at around 12.6. Once the engine turns on, the alternator is now going to be the highest potential because it could be 12.6 or higher. This means that current always flows from the highest potential to the lowest potential. So this is why I went red lead to alternator output, black lead to positive side of the battery, because once the engine starts, we're gonna have current flowing from the alternator to the battery. So let me start the engine up so this way you guys could see the reading in action. Get it going. What I did right now is I turned on the engine, I turned on the headlights, I turned on the high beams, I have the blower motor on, I turned on as many loads as I possibly can because I want to make sure that this complete circuit is fully loaded. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my voltmeter and I'm going to go ahead and set it to volts DC. With my meter in volts DC, as you guys could see here, turn on the backlight, we got about 167, 169. There was a load there, 180. So we're under around 200 millivolts. When you guys are running this particular test, you want to be around 300 millivolts or less. Anything above that is going to indicate that you have high resistance within the charging circuit. So the one thing you guys want to notice is every time the AC compressor turns on, right now it just turned off, so this way we had a voltage drop less. Now that it just turned on, notice how the voltage went back up. So every time we add a load to the system, then what happens to our voltage drop is it goes up. When the voltage drop goes up, it's because we had a change in resistance because we had another load that was added to the circuit. And in case you were wondering, what I did is I flipped the leads. As you notice now, my red lead is on the positive side of the battery and my black lead is on the alternator output. So I switched them. Now, what do we get? We get a negative reading on our DVOM. So again, this goes back to prove what I was mentioning earlier. The alternator has the highest potential. So current is flowing from the alternator to the battery, and this is why right now we're getting a negative reading on our DVOM. Notice how my meter didn't blow up or anything like that. So even if you reverse your leads, it's 100% okay. And it's that simple, guys. All you need to do is properly set up your meter. Remember, you go from positive to positive or negative to negative. Set your meter to DC volts and run your test. Remember, when you're doing a voltage drop test, the system needs to be on. This is why it's a dynamic test. If the system is off, obviously it's gonna be a pass. Load it as much as you can, so this way you can see a lot of different variation and then see how it goes from there. If you guys like this kind of content, make sure you guys give us a like, a follow, share this video, so this way we can continue to better the automotive industry one technician at a time. This always starts with you guys. If you like the voltmeter that we were using today, make sure you guys check the link in the bio. This is our student store. Any tools purchased through the store help us fund the actual laboratory. This is new tools, new equipment, new training, everything for us, the instructors, and also for our students. So any purchases, guys, we really appreciate it. Let me know in the comments what you guys thought about the process of how to check a voltage drop on the charging system. If you guys have any suggestions for any future video, make sure you also drop it in the comments. And guys, as always, we are here to better the automotive industry one technician at a time. This starts with you guys. I really appreciate you guys giving me the time of day, and I'll see you guys on the next one.